It's time to quit living on credit and expecting our children to pay the bills someday. It's time to tackle the continuing problems of poverty, of a decaying environment, of the bankruptcy of family farms. And it's time to invest in the education and care of our children, because that's the kind of nation we are. That's the kind of people we are. In some ways, America is a big family. A family does not ignore the sickness or pain of any of its children. A family gives all its members help and love. That's the kind of families we have. And that's the kind of nation we want. And a good family plans for its children's future, and that means education. 8 years ago, no American student was deprived of a college education because of financial reasons. But now for many young Americans, these opportunities have been wiped out. Starting in 1989, that is going to change. We Democrats do not fear change. We welcome it, because change means hope. Change means life. Above all, change means opportunity. And no changes are more profound than those taking place in the Soviet Union. The world is fascinated with news from Moscow. General Secretary Gorbachev has made move after move that would have seemed unthinkable a decade ago. It's still too early to assess the permanence or sincerity of those changes. We must never forget that Mr. Gorbachev's actions are designed to help his own country, not ours. Certainly, the competition between our superpowers will remain, but it can become more peaceful and more constructive. And in that kind of competition, the United States of America has all the advantages. We have a free and creative system of government. We are strong economically. Our farmlands are highly productive. We espouse basic human freedoms and democracy. We are a religious people. We're on the cutting edge of technological and scientific progress. Our neighbors are our friends and not our slaves. Building on these foundations, our next president must regain America's world leadership as the acknowledged champion of peace, of arms control, of human rights, and of justice. The free world looks to us for leadership, but we cannot lead by using military force to impose our will on other people. We can best fight communism in Central America by joining with other democratic nations to make sure that the Sandinistas and the Contras carry out all the provisions of the Arias peace plan, and that the people of Central America have freedom from both oppression and war. We have other responsibilities far from home. Camp David is not just a weekend retreat. It's a symbol. Camp David is a symbol of the courage and determination of two great leaders, an Egyptian and an Israeli, to make peace. Arabs and Jews still cry out for peace, but without a strong and persistent involvement of the President of the United States, they will not have peace. Starting in 1989, that will change. It's time to renew our environmental commitments. The greenhouse effect, the destruction of the ozone layer, acid rain are no longer just theoretical possibilities. They are immediate threats to all of us. Beginning in 1989, a new Democratic president will work with other leaders on Earth to ensure our children and to ensure us a decent planet on which to live. This nation deserves a foreign policy based on the values that unite us as Americans, a foreign policy that can win the support for a change of both political parties. The consequences of unilateral decisions made in the White House bring back to us vivid and unpleasant memories. U.S. Marines dying in Lebanon, harbors illegally mined, and Contras illegally armed, ransom paid to the Ayatollah in weapons, appeasement in the face of apartheid in South Africa. Starting in 1989, that is also going to change. Ours is the strongest nation on earth, but sometimes we forget what measures our strength. America is strong when we are for peace instead of belligerence. America is strong when we are the leading defender of human rights. America is strong when we reach out to the suffering. America is